Hello and welcome to Learn with Ryan. Today we're going to have a look at a couple of methods for long multiplication. Now, multiplication is one of those skills in maths that you need to know for almost everything. So no matter what you learn in your maths lessons, I can guarantee that multiplication will crop up time and time again. So it is a very important skill. So let's have a look at a few ways to multiply two-digit numbers together. So for example, if I had 24 times 36. So we're going to have a look at a couple of methods to actually multiply these numbers together. So let's have a look. The first method we're going to look at is the column method. Now with the column method, all we do is we place 36 below 24. So let's see what that looks like. So we have 24 and then 36 below like that. And then what we do is we ask ourselves, what's 6 times 4? Well, 6 times 4 is 24. So what we do is we put the 4 there, and then what we do is we carry the 2 for 24. So the 2 goes up there. Then what we do is we stick with the 6 here, and we do 6 times 2. 6 times 2 gives me 12. But don't forget we've carried a 2 there, so then you need to add the 2. So 12 plus 2 gives me 14. So 14 I'm going to add there. Next what we do is we move on to the 3 here, the next row down. Now before we do 3 times 4, you need to be very careful. Beneath the 4 here, we need to add a 0. Now the reason being is because it's not actually 3 we're multiplying by 4. This is 3 tens for 30, 36. We've got 3 tens and 6 units. So because we've got 3 tens, we're actually multiplying 4 by 30. So because we're going to multiply each of these by 30, to make up for that, what we're going to do is we're going to add a 0 here. And then all we do is 3 times 4, 3 times 2. So let's do that. 3 times 4 gives me 12. So 2 goes there, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 we've carried gives me 7, 720. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add those numbers up. So we've got 4 plus 0 gives me 4. 4 plus 2 gives me 6. 1 plus 7 gives me 8. So the correct answer is 864. Okay, so now that we've had a look at the column method for multiplying these numbers together, we're going to have a look at the grid method. And this is what it looks like. Now don't get too excited, we're not playing noughts and crosses, we're actually using this grid to help us multiply 24 by 36. Now to do this, what we can do is we can split 24 up into 2 tens and 4 units. In other words, we can split it up into 20 and 4. So let's do that. So we've got 20 and 4. Next for 36, notice we can split it up into 3 tens and 6 units. In other words, 30 and 6. So along the side here, I'm going to write 30 and 6. And then it's just a matter of multiplying each of these. It's a multiplication grid, so we just multiply. So what we've got is we've got 30 times 20. Now to do that, what you can do is 3 times 2, which gives me 6. And then I've got 2 zeros. So I'm going to add those 2 zeros on. So it gives me 600. Next, what I've got is 30 times 4. Well, 3 times 4 we know is 12. But then don't forget we've got a 0 here. So we just add a 0 there. Next, we've got 6 times 20. Well, 6 times 2, I know that's 12. And then don't forget to add on the 0 for 20. And then what I've got is 6 times 4, which is 24. And then the idea is to add those numbers up. So add the numbers up that we've got in red here. So let's do that. I'll do it over here. So we've got 600 plus 120 plus 120 plus 24. Now, when you're adding it up, make sure the units are aligned, the tens are aligned, and the hundreds are aligned. So now that they're aligned, we can now add them together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 gives me 4. 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 gives me 6. And 6 plus 1 gives me 8. So the answer is 864, which is exactly what we had before. So here's another one for you to have a go at. We've got 86 times 74. So we're going to have a look yet again at both the column method and the grid method. So let's have a look at the column method to begin with. So 86 times 74. So I'm going to write 86 and then beneath that I've got 74. And then we'll multiply them. And then we just multiply 4 by 6 and 4 by 8. So remember, we start off with the units here on the second number. So 4 times 6 gives me 24. So I'm going to put 4 there, carry the 2. And then I've got 4 times 8 gives me 32, plus the 2 gives me 34. Next, when I go to the next row, I'm going to add a 0 because we're dealing with the tens column now. And we've got 7 times 6. 7 times 6 is, make sure you learn your times tables, it's 42. So we put 2 there, carry the 4. And then we've got 7 times 8 is 56. Plus the 4 gives me 60. So I'm going to write 60 here. And then what I do is I add these numbers together. Add them together, and what do I get? Well, 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 0 is 3. 0 plus 6 gives me 6. So the answer is 6,364. Okay, let's have a look at the grid method now for this question. We've got 86 times 74. So 86 we can split up into 80 and 6. 74 we have 70 and 4. And then we just multiply them together. So 70 times 80, well 7 times 8 is 56. And then don't forget you've got 2 zeros here, add them on. So you get 0, 0, so 5,600. 70 times 6, well 7 times 6 is 42. Add on the 0 here, you get 420. 4 times 80, well 4 times 8 is 32. And then don't forget to add on your 0 there. And then 4 times 6 is 24. And then what do? Yeah, that's right, we add them together. So let's do that. I'll do it over here again. So we've got 5,600 plus 420 plus 320 plus 24. Add these together, let's see what we get. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 gives me 4. 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 gives me 6. 6 plus 4 plus 3 gives me 13. Carry the 1. 5 plus the 1 gives me 6. So the answer is 6,364, just as we got before. Let's have a look at this question. This time we're multiplying a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number. Again, we're going to have a look at both methods, the column method and the grid method. Let's start off with the column method. So 479, I'm going to write that here. And then beneath that, I've got 53. So make sure you write the units below each other, the tens below each other, and the hundreds below each other, like that. And then what we do is 3 times 9, well that gives me 27. So just as before, I'm going to put 7 there, carry the 2. 3 times 7 gives me 21, plus the 2 gives me 23. So I'm going to put 3 there, carry the 2. 3 times 4 gives me 12, plus the 2 gives me 14. Next, what I do, I'm going to the next row. So what do I put here? That's right, very good. We put a 0. 5 times 9 gives me 45. So I'm going to put 5 here. Now it's going to be a bit confusing with these 2's. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of them. If you were doing it on paper, you can either rub it out or just put a cross through them, just so we know we've used those. So where did we go up to? 5 times 9, 45. So we put 5 there, carry the 4. 5 times 7 is 35, plus the 4 gives me 39. Carry the 3. 5 times 4 gives me 20, plus the 3 gives me 23. And then what we do is we add those up. 7 plus 0 is 7. 3 plus 5 is 8. 4 plus 9 gives me 13. So we put 3 there, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then nothing plus 2 gives me 2. So the answer is 25,387. Finally, let's have a look at the grid method for this. Now notice that I've added an extra column here, and that makes sense because we're dealing with a 3-digit number here. So this time I'm going to split it up into 400, 70 and 9. So we've got 400, 70 and 9, and down here I've got 50 and 3. Okay, and just as before, we multiply them together. So 50 times 400, well 5 times 4 gives me 20. I'll do a different colour. 5 times 4 is 20, and then don't forget you've got 1, 2, 3 zeros to add on. So 20 followed by 3 zeros gives me 20,000. 50 times 70, well 5 times 7 is 35. And then don't forget your 2 zeros there. So we have 3,500. 50 times 9, well 5 times 9 is 45. Add on the 0 gives me 450. 3 times 400, well 3 times 4 is 12. And then don't forget the 2 zeros there to give me 1,200. 3 times 70 is 210, because 3 times 7 is 21. Don't forget your 0 there to give me 210. And 3 times 9 gives me 27. And then what we do is we add all these numbers up. Okay, let's do that. So we've got 20,000. Okay, 3,500. 450. Sorry, I'll do 1,200 next. It's always best to do it from the biggest number to the smallest number. And then we've got 450. And then 210, and then 27. And then it's just a matter of adding all those up, okay? Just move the camera so you can see it. So if we add them all up, let's see what we get. So we get 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 gives me 7. Okay. So you can see outside. Okay, and then we've got 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 gives me 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, well, that's 7, 11, 12, 13. So put 3 there, carry the 1. 0 plus 3 plus 1 gives me 4, plus the 1 here gives me 5, and then 2 plus nothing gives me 2. So the answer is 25,387. And that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson on long multiplication. Before I leave, here is a question for you to have a go at. Can you multiply 47 by 53? So can you multiply 47 by 53? Feel free to type your answers in the comment section below, and also in the comment section if you could write down what method you prefer. Do you prefer the column method or do you prefer the grid method? Or maybe you have a method that I haven't taught you and that you'd like to share with other people. Feel free to also write that in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. and I look forward to seeing you in the next video on Learn with Ryan. Take care, bye bye.